Have you ever had a day when you wake up in the morning and everything just becomes perfection? I get the feeling today is going to be one of those days. Yes folks, it's the car review you've all been waiting for, the brand new Ford Focus Mk3 RS.
This baby is a beast. A real beast. I can imagine small children running for cover. Parents bringing their children back indoors when this thing goes by. It's meteoric. Considering this is a Focus, this could split the atom bomb in half. Holy moly. A quick history lesson. Joe Public is supposed to be exactly the right target market for the Focus. It's a compact car for the average Joe. Joe's doing alright for himself with this. There's nothing average about this car. Bye bye, Mr. BMW! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, baby! Oh yes! Oh yes! I'm struggling to remind myself that this is the same car company that made the Fiesta, the KA, the Transit, the Escort, the Granada, the Sierra, the Anglia. How is that even possible when you're driving this thing?
And where better to bring this behemoth than RAF Bradwell Bay in the heart of Essex? Well, we've got the backdrop, and the Focus has brought its own soundtrack. Just think, 345 brake horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and more torque than Russell Brand out on the Raz. This thing beggars belief. It might even have come from another planet, quietly in the night.
There are words that can describe this thing that are not appropriate on a YouTube video when children might be watching. See, this is meant to be an American car company, famous for the Mustang. It would appear that us British now have our own version of the Ford Mustang. It's called the Focus Mk3 RS. The thing about this car is, I can cruise and feel perfectly at ease. But then if I took this to Silverstone on a track day, I'd be one of the fastest on the track. There's an awful lot of power. There's an awful lot of torque. There's an awful lot of grip as well, which is unusual for a car that has that much power and that much torque. Normally the back end wants to kick around. Gripping this thing through faster parts of the road, like it's a scale extric car, it just stays on the road beautifully. It points where you want it to point. It's like it's in my head. This is a very interesting concept to RS a Focus, as it were. It's a bit like making an apple pie, a simple homemade apple pie, but swapping the water that might go into it, or the flour or something, for Red Bull. Just going crazy with the final ingredient.
The thing is, if you talk to somebody wearing sensible trousers, the Ford Focus is a pretty practical piece of kit that anybody can afford. Whereas if you talk to anybody under the age of 30, the Focus is madness, it's sideways, it's drifting, it's Ken Block plus Colin McRae with a little bit of attitude thrown in for good measure. And essentially what the boys from Dagenham have done with the Focus RS Mk3 is go berserk.
This doesn't feel like a Ford Focus in the same way that any of the other Ford Focuses I've ever driven feel. This is the compact car that Captain Kirk would drive. This is a fighter plane in miniature. This is genuinely an epic feeling car when you're in it. There are more gadgets on this thing than a Swiss Army knife can even dream about. It feels a bit like a supercar, but this is a Focus. Wow. If you want speed, 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 and a little bit more speed, but you want it all in a very small space, I get the feeling this might be the car for you. The whole supercar experience is kind of building in this car as well. It's a Focus, but right down to the fact that you need a button to switch on the engine rather than a key. Everything suggests that this car is trying to punch above its weight. It's a Focus, but it definitely doesn't want to be. It wants to be a nuclear missile. Ready and go. Oh my days! Woo! I've never known a Focus do that! Mamma mia! I've got another Focus right in front of me, and it's wetting itself. How can you do that and I can only do what I can do? Oh man.
Now, power sliding on an abandoned airfield is one thing. What about a roundabout?
Did you see that? Yeah, baby!
Put simply, this is the master magician of the automotive world. It is a four-wheel drive David Copperfield. It is a hatchback, but underneath it all, it's begging to be a supercar. The Honda Civic Type Rs and Renault Clios of this world have finally met their match, as beefy and as monstrous as going up against Cassius Clay. If the Volkswagen Golf GTI truly is the genesis of the modern hatchback, well, the Ford Focus RS Mark III is now the gospel. You can call me over the top if you really want, but genuinely, find another hatchback that's better than this. This might just be the new world hatchback benchmark. Well, hopefully that's whetted your appetite, so now you're ready to check out our website, tradepricecars.com. Why buy with us? For starters, we're the UK's trusted car supplier, endorsed by Google, Car Buying Advisor and Yale.com. We have over 100 used cars in stock, with each vehicle coming with RAC 82-point preparation as standard. We have our own in-house car finance brokerage, comparing over 60 different products from 16 different lenders. And we offer over 20,000 new car deals for business and personal lease, even if you have low credit. We can source the exact car you want, even if it isn't currently in stock. We'll give you more money for your old car when selling it to us, and we can even deliver the car of your dreams to your door. So, why deal with anybody else? I'm off to go and source the keys to another superb motor. See you next week, but until then, head to our website, tradepricecars.com.